Hmm. Skin looking alright. Outfit looking mad fucking cold. Nails looking decent. Alright, let's get this. What's up, my brujas and brujos? So today we are continuing the good Lord's work and decolonizing Black spirituality and Native spirituality. So the first thing that I would like to bring up or talk about today for all of you who are viewing my channel, for all of you that are supporting me on Patreon as well, and to everyone, you know, that has never visited my YouTube page or has not been a supporter, it is totally fine. I really am just doing this for everyone to learn. So the first thing that we're going to be bringing up or talking about today is the ideas of karma. Karma is an idea or a word that was brought to us in the New World, and it comes and is rooted in Buddhist and Hindu philosophy. The word karma means action. However, what I've noticed is that in the New World and in America, we have the word karma just completely messed up. A lot of the ideas around karma in the voodoo community, and especially, you know, in America, is that pretty much what you do now, you will pay for years down the line. And essentially, while that is true to a degree, it really does not mean that when it comes to spirituality. So some people have told me, oh, you know, this person is going through what they're going through because years ago they did all this witchcraft and he or she is paying for it, you know, 40 years down the line. And I just want to ask some of these people, does that make absolute sense to you? You know what I mean? Like, does that make absolute sense to you? And realistically, it doesn't, because the word karma, meaning action, quite literally means that if I smack you, right, that was my karma onto you. Now, consequences to my karma would be you smack me back. You see? Now, that's what a lot of people don't understand. So essentially, if you are doing something magically, whether to hurt someone, you know, or to do a love spell, whatever, because that's usually where the word karma comes around for some reason. Like, oh, this one did witchcraft, bad witchcraft, so they're gonna get karma, or this one. But no one talks about the karma of when you heal, or the karma of when, you know, you're doing a protection spell. No one seems to think that, like, karma affects everything. Karma is everything. Karma is everything, love. Karma meaning action means you put in that karma to do X, Y, and Z. So the consequences to whether it's for good or for bad, you're gonna get something back from it. And when I say consequences, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just whatever you put out into the world, you're gonna get something back. It doesn't mean that what you put out in the world, you're gonna get freaking punished like 20, 30 years later. And that is a huge misconception surrounding voodoo. A lot of people believe that when you do, you know, voodoo, that you'll pay for it 10, 20 years down the line. And realistically, that's not true. It's a misconception because a lot of people believe that who you were when you were younger, it's as if God will never forgive you. It's as if no human can make mistakes. Realistically, a lot of people just attribute a lot of the things that happen normally, naturally to people as you age, to being a result of what you did when you were younger, or what you did in your spiritual life when you were younger. For example, if you begin to develop dementia or Alzheimer's, you know, at the age of 60, or perhaps, you know, much more commonly at the age of 70 or 80, they believe it's, oh, because this one did witchcraft and this one. That is an incorrect idea of karma. Because realistically, and this is the proper way of seeing karma, if I did, for example, if I did a hex on somebody, right, and that was my karma, I quite literally performed the hex, that was my action, the consequences to this can be either I cannot sleep for the next 3 days because it backfired, or whatever the case may be, or the consequence to my karma is that person now gets fucked up left and right. You see what I mean? But that would be the karmic, you know, that was my karma. I did that spell, and the consequences to that karma is whatever happens afterwards. It does not mean that it's going to come bite you in the ass years later, because realistically, the more you believe that, the more it affects you, because your beliefs are powerful. And if you believe that you're going to pay for something years down the line, odds are you're going to manifest that in your life. But as we have all seen, there are people that naturally go through so much shit just being good people that their karma and what they get as punishment for all the good that they've done really does not match up. You know, and we've also seen people get away with absolute murder and still live out the rest of their life. So I don't know why people believe that being a witch or being, evil as a spiritual practitioner means that you're going to pay for something years down the line, because realistically, everybody is going to encounter illness before they pass. Everyone is going to encounter something that is ultimately going to take you from this earth. So we cannot sit here and blame everything you did, at some point as a spiritual individual to meaning, oh, that is the karma for what you are going through now. You know what I mean? Like, some things are just natural. Like, I've also heard theories that some people, now are forgetting, their identity. They are developing multiple personality disorders. And some people literally do not stop to think, well, maybe that's genetic. You know what I mean? Because in the voodoo community, there's so much ignorance just in the populace in general, that a lot of people in the populace don't think that science is quite literally, and medical things really do apply to an individual on a case-by-case basis. A lot of people just attribute spirituality to a lot of things that quite literally happen normally. You see what I mean? So it's very important to note that if you did a spell today, okay, and later on you do pay for it, it's usually quite instant, and it's usually quite within the same time frame of when you did or when you performed that karma, when you performed that action. So if you pay for it now, odds are you're either going to pay for it in the month, or odds are you're going to pay for it in the week. But it's not years damn later. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't think that karma is quite literally me recording this video. Karma is also me sweeping my floor, me burning incense. That is my karma. I am quite literally, doing my dues. I'm doing my duties. You see what I mean? So there is just a lot of misconceptions surrounding the idea of karma. And a big one also is a lot of people, for example, a lot of the Christian populace believe, that the conditions of Haiti is due to its, belief in witchcraft and its practice of voodoo. That is a racist ideology, because a lot of them believe that, voodoo is evil, and quite literally, let's be honest, Christianity believes that any practice outside of the practice of Jesus Christ and the church is evil. So it's heavily rooted in anti-Black ideology and anti-Black spirituality. And Haitians, a lot of people don't think, well, Haiti is in the conditions that it's in because of its government, education system, the funding, and where money actually goes in the country. People don't think about the economics. People don't think about the policies. People don't think about so much things that actually determine the life of the community or the life of the people. Everyone just wants to point a finger and say, oh, they're being punished for their history of voodoo. Like, oh my goodness. It's sad. So this is just one of those things where I wanted to just decolonize these ideas, educate some of you about what karma really is, and help you guys understand that no, okay, if you do get sick in your older age, that does, or even, as a young individual, like at the age of 30, can develop also cancer, and you can be a spiritual or a non-spiritual person. You can still go blind. You can still get into a car accident. These are all things that happen. We cannot continuously obsess over the idea that, oh, they're just paying for, what they did. Come on, bro. Like, yes. I'm not saying that all spiritual things don't go unpunished, but I'm saying that it is a bit too far-fetched to believe that someone that's paying for something is going to pay for it years later. You know what I mean? So I hope this video helps you understand that, well, yeah, you could be a bad bitch, and quite literally, well, if you get away with it, you get away with it. And if you pay the spirits that are helping you do this evil whatever, then that's your, that's your consequences for your karma, you see? Because if you paid a spirit to do a spell for you, and you perform that karma with that spirit, now y'all working together, you stop, serving that spirit, stopping that karma with that spirit can fuck you up. It's just the reality. But you obviously are not going to pay for it years later. No. You're going to pay for it right then and there, or, within that time frame. And let's be honest, there's so many people in this earth that deserve far more for all of the deaths, the genocides, and so much things. Like, really, for people to sit there and say that you just deserve X, Y, and Z, or you didn't. Some people have not paid off their karma if we're really going to go through that route of believing that karma means that you're going to pay for it at some point. No. Some people deserve to have that type of karma served to them on a platter, on a golden platter, for all of the things that they've done. You see, so I hope this video helped you guys understand, you know, how magic quite literally can work. I am not saying that this is the case for every single, you know, thing that you do in life. But in general, I am decolonizing the idea that you are going to pay for something years down the line over something that you did when you were younger. Every human makes mistakes. Every human, you know, has to learn some way or another. And this does not mean that you are going to freaking get sick over a love spell. Like, at some point you were ignorant, you know, at some point you were obsessed, at some point you were in love, you see, and that is perfectly fine. Everyone makes mistakes, all right, lovies? Luz y Progreso, please continue to support this work. Send me ideas if you guys want me to break down some misconceptions for you. But I will start by saying, excuse me, I will end by saying, I'm so tired of people assuming that someone's tragic life has to do with what they did when they were younger. No. If you are a shitty person, you are not going to find love. If you were a bad person, you know, and you just ruined every relationship, you blocked your own roads, you blocked your own blessings, that's on you. You see what I mean? Because some personalities and some people just know how to make others get away from them. Some people are such bad at having communication or so bad at being loyal that is one of the reasons why they don't find love or money or, you know, so many other factors. It really has nothing to do with what they did when they were younger. If you are a shitty person, it's a reflection of the people around you or the lack thereof. You see what I mean? Really has nothing to do with what you've done as a spiritual individual. But, Luz y Progreso, love you guys lots.